Hello and welcome back to Bump Love. A few months ago, many people were on social media absolutely upset with two wonderful celebrities and mothers, Juliana Kanyomozi and our very own Anne Kansime, when they didn't announce that they were pregnant. People were upset. They were like, what do you mean? You're pregnant and you've had a baby, because they only chose to announce after they'd had their babies. Ladies, when did you announce your pregnancy, and when do you feel is the best time to announce your pregnancy?
You women are bullies. Okay. So when I found out that I was expecting, that was back in 2014. I think at the time, yes, social media was a big deal, but I don't quite remember people announcing pregnancies on social media then. And so for me to go online and say, hey, I'm expecting a baby was definitely a no-no. So I do remember, so for me, announcing was telling people closest to me. So I remember telling my mom, okay, so husband first, obviously, my mom, and then like the news sort of now started trickling. I went to my sisters and then my closest friends. But over the months, I think I remember waiting for the first 12 weeks to pass before I started telling even close friends. And so that has sort of shifted like over the years, because now I see people, even just this morning, I saw, and this is a couple that I follow, they live overseas and they're not known to Ugandans, but they put like the, what do you call it? The scan image, and like posted it like while they were sitting together as a couple to say that we are expecting a baby. So I see those things and they warm my heart. I'm just like, oh, that's so green, but I would never do that. You know, like I wouldn't go online and say, guys, I'm pregnant. And I think for me, also because my next children have sort of taken a while, I have had time to think about how I am going to unveil this news. Sometimes I'm like, I'll just probably take a picture and you'll see a bump, and then you'll ask questions, and then I'll be like, yeah, actually, yeah, I'm expecting. Or sometimes I feel like I might just shut up and you might hear Rachel has given birth. So I'm on the fence, but I'm definitely leaning towards more private, like tell people who are closest to me, and I don't even know if I will call you up and say, guess what I am expecting. I feel like the Kasigiri has died. I don't even know if I'm explaining it properly, but I don't think I'm going to be on the phone saying, oh my gosh, guys, I'm pregnant. Yeah, like be happy for me. I think there's going to be so much guarding, and let's just wait for the reveal. And when the baby comes, they'll be like, hey, we didn't know you were pregnant. So I'm still on the fence, but I'm definitely not going to show a scan image on Instagram or Facebook. And I don't condemn those who do. Please do you, because that's what you desire. But I am definitely not those.
I know Manuela is going to say my kids were born before cameras were invented. So there wasn't really anything to post. But I think if that kind of announcement used to happen in my day, I most definitely would have. But no, we didn't do anything like that. And I'm glad that we didn't, because now that I'm older, we are constantly trying to transition or change things even before we understand what we are dealing with. Pregnancy is a physical thing. So whether you tell people or not, those concerned, those around you will definitely see it, you know. If they don't see this, then at least they'll see your big fat nose getting bigger. So personally, I see no need to announce something that is pretty clear for everybody, especially if there's a possibility that it might even never come to fruition. Same thing with relationships. People never used to post those days. So if you ended up breaking up, nobody knows about it. So even all these going out of your way and posting and whatever, I mean, people say, oh, people might not wish you well, or, you know, they'll send you bad, whether curses or whatever. But I think this is something between your body and your God. If you're going to have your baby, it doesn't matter how many people are praying against it. That said, I think pregnancy is like making love. like being in love. It's a personal thing. I don't see why you have to tell anybody about it. Because when you're in love, and it shows on your face. When you're pregnant, it shows. So why announce? That's why.
Yeah.
That's
interesting one. So my mom, like for our firstborn, when Brian and I found out we were pregnant, we were so excited, and immediately it was our moms because they've raised us, and those moms were always asking for kids. So it just made sense to talk to them and tell them, yeah, your prayers worked, now finish, you are done praying. Yeah, now first relax, right? Then when we went to his mom goes like, why are you telling me? You think I wouldn't have seen? You think I wouldn't have seen? Like, so why are you telling me? As in, she was like, I was like, man, what have we done wrong? What? She was like, you know, and I was like, yo, Brian, like, what is that? Is that, did she not want that baby? Like, she's been asking us for that baby. And he just, you know, gently said, I mean, she's always wanted that baby. She's happy to have her first grandchild. But according to, I think, like culture, belief systems, certain things should be kept to yourself, especially because she kept stressing the fact that it wasn't important to tell her when she couldn't see the pregnancy. Like, don't tell people. And I guess those things that you've been talking about, Angie, and, you know, people don't wish you well, people don't what, and all of that time. So I guess in terms of, do I regret it? Absolutely not. I think even if we got pregnant again, I would still call her and say we are pregnant. Like, I still think there's certain people that are close to you that should know. But in terms of when is the best time, I guess the best time is always when it shows. Now, for me, it shows the day after. Like, you'll see me the day after. I'm puffed up, and nothing fits me that day. I'm like, but Brian, did you do something last night? Because I'm not feeling too much. The next day already, for me, it will show me. I don't have the privilege of 3 months from now, 6 months from now. That's when the bump comes. Mine shows the morning after. So usually people ask me, oh, Manuela, you're looking. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know. But when people ask me, apologies. When people ask me earlier, I realized though that when people ask me earlier in the pregnancy and I wasn't ready to tell them, because again, like I said, I really show immediately. When people would ask me, I remember I would feel a certain way. So it had to be the people really close to me for me to tell. But since I would show really, really early, when people would ask me, I had those feisty answers for them. And I was really always ready with words to assure them. And I remember assuring someone once and saying, a pregnancy is a pregnancy, it will show. So you just wait, don't ask. So you know now, so that then what? You carry for me, you give me, what exactly will you do with the information? Like, I get really rude and mean. And so, yeah, I announce when you're ready. That's what I would say. Announce when you're ready, when you're comfortable, and who you're comfortable with. Yeah.
And this pregnancy thing, and like Manuela even me, I swear I got pregnant today. Tomorrow, you could see something different. Anyway, for me, I announced immediately. Actually, to be honest, I was when you asked the question, I was confused about announcing or being open to tell people. I don't remember ever announcing that I was pregnant, but if I was asked, I was told. Like, and I said immediately, like, and no sooner had I been pregnant. I was at my smallest just before I got pregnant. So as soon as I got pregnant, I swear to you, a week, 2 weeks, because I know my date of conception, I was growing out, like, and me, I didn't want people to call me fat. So when people would ask me, but I see man, I'm gonna say me, I would say, yeah, I'm gonna say ma. Like, I was like, I had to explain. So it was either between mama and go geze or orirubuto. So I chose I was pregnant. So why was I hiding that I was pregnant? So I figured that, of course, in the olden days, even now, actually, like Angie said, the real reason that they didn't want you to announce your pregnancies before the first trimester, because the first trimester was the most vulnerable and most fragile period. There was a high likelihood that you might not carry to term or carry to fruition. And then, so then what? You've told people, like you've said, it's like a breakup. If you've not told people about your relationship, there is nobody to explain to about the breakup. So it was just to give you time and your body time to adjust. until you were in safe, in a safer period. That's just what it was. But I think women should, I think it's up to you. I think it's about, again, it's a personal decision to make. I don't think there's any harm. If you're comfortable, send it out, say it. If you're not, you don't. Right now, I have a very good friend, but I just learned about last month that she was 6 months pregnant. She has not yet told me. She has dodged every meeting with me. I don't know why. I'm announcing here for the first time. I've not even confronted her about it, but I feel bad. I feel like, Banage, if your friends and your family, Banage, tell us what's wrong.
Yeah.
You have outed her. You will know who you're talking about. There's something else I wanted to highlight. I remember a show we did in the very beginning days of Bank Love. I think we were talking about things not to tell a pregnant woman. So one of the disadvantages of announcing early is that we are going to wait on this baby. And that for us, I remember Pumla making a comment and said, Nadala mwe who announced the very day you find out, I'm pregnant. People, it is 40 weeks. So now if you're announcing that you got pregnant in like September, and you're going to give birth the following year, we'll be like, Nena, you're still pregnant.
Those ones who cross the year, they're really problem. They should wait until the next year, then they announce.
I know. And it's not that when you're heavily pregnant, you don't want to hear things like that. You are still pregnant.
But also another question we don't like. But also another question that we don't like to ask is, have you grown fat? You might as well announce you're pregnant anyway. You're pregnant.
Anyway,
no, you know what I find so strange is people nowadays want to announce their pregnancies, right? But you touch their belly, you compliment on them, and they're getting pissed. And I'm thinking, but you announced. So if you announce, then you're the kebbi, right? Hey, organize yourself.
We are now the in-laws, not in-laws. We're now the aunties and uncles of that time. Immediately you announce. But that said, ultimately, many people will choose different times to announce their pregnancies, who they announce to, and when to announce. And we leave it up to you. Tell us, when did you announce your own pregnancy, and when do you think should have been the better time for you to announce your pregnancy? Until next time, we can't wait to continue these conversations. See you. Bye-bye.